Hello, welcome to Somerset News Network. They're putting out the idea that they're going to stop free prescriptions for pensioners. I'm 68 and I get free prescriptions. I've paid into the system all my life. I've been screwed with the winter fuel allowance. That's been taken off of me. They're now going to stop free prescriptions. Now, this is only my personal view and what's happened to me. Everybody is different. Now, I had COVID in December 2022. It was Christmas. I just had a bad cold. And it was a really bad cold. I'll be alright after Christmas, I thought. Anyway, first week in January, doctors. Got into the doctors. It was, you got low heart rate, you better go and get an x-ray. So middle of January, I had an x-ray on my lungs. They found that I had water on the lungs. I had pneumonia and I was still coughing. But they also found that I had a low heart rate and I was booked in to go into Southmead Hospital. The hospital were absolutely brilliant. We went in on the Monday and I went through the tests and it was, have you got an overnight bag with you? No, I haven't brought anything. I just come for a checkup. We don't think you ought to go home here. You what? Your heart rate is dropping down to 40 and occasionally dropping down to 35. That's beats per minute. Should be round about 70. So I'm thinking, wow, now this is now going into February now. This was the first week in February 2021. I was in the hospital for 7 weeks. I was booked in for surgery on the Wednesday or Thursday of that week. So I went in on the Monday. I was booked in for the surgery on Wednesday or Thursday and I could go home the next week. That was the plan. The hospital was brilliant. I've got no complaints against the hospital at all. The doctors and the surgeons were absolutely incredible people. But if you're in hospital and it's medical, people with a greater need than you jump the queue, and rightly so. So people needed emergency heart surgery, bypasses and I don't know what else they do. So that week was out. The second week, Monday or Thursday. No. That's out as well. Too many people to do and I'm on the end of the list. Now, I'm too ill to go home, but I'm not that ill that I need the surgery straight away. So I go into the third week. And the third week they decide that they're going to give me more scans and more tests, which is okay. So we went all through that. Then we go on to the fourth week. The fourth week, the x-ray machine broke down. When they put your heart monitoring, they got a x-ray machine that works all the time on you so they can see where the leads go. And it's in a little pocket just here. And you've got 2 leads that go down into the heart, which stimulates the heart. Absolutely incredible stuff. And it's only a little round thing, like a 50p piece. Oh, 50, and a battery. There's a battery to it as well. And the battery's going to last 10 years. And I go in now once a year for a checkup, and they put an electric ring around me, and they take all the data off. It's like stuff out of Star Trek. It's brilliant. Anyway, after 6 weeks, I went in and had the operation. They wanted me to recover. I was in there for another week, and then I came home. Now, I was put on a couple of tablets. I was put on water tablets and something for my blood pressure. That was 2. Then last year, in January 2024, I had another cough. I thought, oh, it might be COVID. It'll go. It's mild. But it wouldn't go. But I passed out at home. I didn't know. I just went to sleep. So my wife called the ambulance. The ambulance came. They put me on oxygen. I was still flat out. That was on the Sunday morning. I didn't wake up until the Tuesday in BRI in Bristol. And once again, the doctors and the nurses were absolutely brilliant. Hello, Ian, when I woke up. You've been quite ill, said the doctor. You've been really poorly. I think that was you almost died. What a shock that is. I only thought I had a cold. Got pneumonia again. I think it's still a leftover from the COVID. Now I've got a pacemaker fitted. I've got the pneumonia. And now this time, because we're not under COVID restrictions, they can now do the backup and the monitoring that they couldn't do the first time, the year before, or 2 years before. So this time I had a nurse come in once a week, and she had a mobile heart monitor, with the needles, computerized. ECG, that's the word I'm looking for. And she plugged it in. What they were trying to do was they were trying to get the medicine right, tune the medicine in, the amount I take, what tablets I take, and what would be best. They've done a brilliant job. But now I'm on 6 tablets a day. I'm on 1 to protect the stomach, to create the stomach lining against all these tablets I'm taking. I got 1 for blood pressure in the morning. I'm on water tablets. I'm on something to reduce my sugar levels. And I'm on a blood pressure tablet in the evening. And that's how it works. And I'm on 6 of them. So if a prescription is £9.90 per item, I would have to pay for 6 items every month £59.40. Where am I going to get that money from? I'm a pensioner. I know I'm self-employed and I work, but I'm not earning a lot of money from it. That's the money I've earned from the gunsmithing is now paying for the winter fuel allowance that I've lost, paying for the electric and the gas that I've got. I don't think I can afford to buy prescriptions. We sold one house and we downsized, so I had some money in hand. I have a pension of £900 a month. I am spending £1,100 to £1,200 a month. And that pot of money I had as a nest egg is disappearing. If I've got to pay £59.40 a month for my prescriptions, that money's going to disappear. And I don't know how long I can last. Are they trying to kill us off? A system that I've paid in all my life. I've paid taxes for 50 years. Now I'm being screwed by my own government. And yes, I'm bloody cross. Excuse my French. This guy's a dictator, this Starmer. And Rachel from Accounts. They're Marxists. They don't care about people at all. They're following out this Marxist agenda. They're WEF. If there were a lump of black ball rock and you cut him in half, it would say WEF all the way round. You can't trust these people. I think taking the free prescriptions off me is terrible. And there are some people that haven't got the spare money that I had. They've got no money at all. You know, they can't afford the gas and the electric and the coal. They're only just scraping by. A friend of mine asked me to do a job and I didn't charge him because I know he's in hard times. He gets his pension, which is £800 a month, and it's costing him £900 a month to live. And luckily he rents his flat, but he keeps skipping payments. You know, we can't treat people this way. And we can't add more burden onto pensioners. If there was a pensioners' revolution, I'd be on the barricades with them, I tell you. This is absolutely disgusting. What we've got to do is everybody who's a pensioner who gets a free prescription at the moment has got to write to their MP. Write to them personally. And when you write a letter, don't use a copy and paste. Put your own personal circumstances down and explain why it's a bad idea. Make clear that you've worked all your life for 50 years, you paid into the system, and you expected. The contract we had with the government was that you pay your national insurance and they will help look after us when we get older. That was the contract we have. They have now broken that contract. If you can make that clear to every MP, and if you did actually vote for him, tell him you voted for him, and then tell him that you can no longer support him and you won't be voting for him at the next election. It's the only thing they understand is getting votes. And if everybody writes to their MP saying, we don't agree with free prescriptions, we need them, we're in hardship, then perhaps we hope that we find a few MPs with a conscience. We know they've lost their moral compass because they won't even vote for an inquiry on the grooming gangs. So these people cannot be trusted. It's full of cover-up. Why are they cover-up? Because some of the MPs were involved in not prosecuting the grooming gangs. The grooming gangs, if they're underage girls, they're paedophiles. You know, these people cannot be trusted. You voted them in. We've only got ourselves to blame. I didn't vote for them. You know, we have got to start the fight. We've got to get our voice heard. So, Everybody, if you write your own pen P personally, don't copy and paste, because if you copy and paste, they don't take any notice of it. Write in your own words. If you've got to type because your handwriting isn't that good, fair enough, but it's got to be in your own words. Handwritten letter, much better, because then it's personal. And we got to make it clear that we ain't gonna vote for these buggers anymore. Anyway, Somerset News Network signing off, supporting the pensioners.